Hey everybody, it's Audrey. Today I am sharing a page for the March blog, YouTube, Instagram share for Clique Kits, and it's when Clique Kit subscribers and design team just share creations that they have made with the current month's kit. So this is the March kit called Play, which is so fun and playful. It's awesome. I got my kit a little late. There was a little issue with shipping, so I got mine really late. So this is actually the first page I'm creating with this kit. So I'm just going to flip through all the papers here, which are gorgeous. A lot of the Chamel papers and thickers to go with it. And I think this Chamel collection is called Little One, is that right? But just lots of fun, bright colors and patterns. I also love that there are a couple pieces of paper in here that are just kind of the solid color, or, you know, a solid with a little bit of white. It also comes with that pack of thickers and this pack of die cuts from the Chamel collection as well, and this little goodie bag. And this little goodie bag has the exclusive flare, which you see there, some kind of puffy phrase stickers, some tags which have gold foil on them. There's a couple tags in there. So cute. And this fancy pants wood veneer that I actually end up using on this page today. And these are vellum numbers. They're kind of, I guess it's like a black vellum, but a dark gray black vellum. So those are kind of neat, really different. And I use both the vellum and the wood veneer on this page. And then these adorable acrylic stars. I love these so much. They're a little bit thick, but the colors match the colors in the papers perfectly. And then those little kind of copper gold, rose gold heart charms. So I am going to use a gigantic photo today. And I saw, well, a couple months ago, there was a challenge somewhere to try and use a large photo. And I had this picture of the kids. Basically, they made this obstacle course, they called it, out of masking tape in the hallway one day. And I can't remember if it was a snow day or if it was just a Saturday. But it was a day where we were playing at home. Well, not me, but they were awful quiet doing something, and this is what they had done. They had taken a whole roll of masking tape and made this tunnel outside their bedroom. So I wanted to blow it up really big to capture all the tape and their faces, and and then I put it in black and white because the colors were just too crazy to kind of try to match anything. So I'm using, it's about an 8x10 photo. Actually, it's a little bit bigger than an 8x10. So I took out that wood veneer, and I think I'm going to put it up in that kind of white space, that empty space in the photo up there, because there's nothing in that part of the photo that I want to show really. And my thought was to fussy cut out all those circles from the Chamel paper and put them kind of down the left side of, I'm sorry, the right side of the photo, and that's what I'm going to end up doing. So I cut out a whole bunch of those circles. And I'm just going to kind of play around with the arrangement here on the right-hand side of the photo. I was trying to like distribute colors evenly and the sizes of the circles too. I wanted to have kind of, you know, bigger circles in the middle and then kind of taper off towards the ends. And I just used enough just to cover, to get to the corners of the photo. And as you saw, I was kind of playing around with the wood veneer piece there, and I decided to do it over here on the right. I kind of liked how it overlapped the circles, and the shape of the letter O's and the word one overlapped the circles there. So I am going to leave that there. I wanted to bring in a couple elements on the top corner of the page. Again, there's some, or of the photo, there's some white space up there in the photos. And so I'm going to layer a couple tags and a few other die cuts up there. I cut off one of the branding strips, the barcode strips from one of the pieces of paper, and it had stars on it. And the stars match the color of the circles. So I kind of play around with that star strip a little bit. And I put it here first. I kind of like that now that I'm looking at it, but I also like how I used it towards the end. So this will change a little bit. And I clustered one of the kind of puffy stickers up there and the little piece of flare with the bear on it, which is so cute. I love it. And I love that the little piece of bear flare brought in the yellow up in that corner. I wanted to add some colors up there, so that helps bring the colors up. Those two tags I used up there in the corner, the color of the one that says today, it's kind of a really light blue, but it matches the tint of my photo. For some reason my photo is tinted a little bit on the blue side. So you can hardly see that there's a tag there. I maybe should have layered a piece of paper underneath it so you could see it, but oh well. I like that the other little bits help bring in the color. And I'm going to add some of these stars too to help bring in some more color. You'll see I cut down that star strip down there in the bottom to kind of go underneath my title and help draw your eye across the title and into the photo. So now that I've got that all set, I'm going to go and I decided to paint this wood veneer with some white paint. So I end up just using white gesso, and I didn't actually put acrylic paint over it. I'm using, I just use a brush and some white gesso, and I do a couple coats of it, but I wish I had gone back and actually put some white acrylic paint over it, because once it dried, I mean, obviously it was more white, but you could still kind of see the wood color, that wood veneer color underneath, but oh well, whatever, it's fine. So now I'm actually going to go through and start gluing some things down. I'm going to start with this cluster up in the top right here and glue all those little bits down. And I am going to go back and do some stitching, but before I do the stitching, I wanted to adhere all the things on my photo that were I knew where they weren't going to move, and also where they weren't going to be in the way of the stitching. So except that star, I forgot that I was going to stitch, and I glued that star down. I end up taking it off when I have to stitch. The circles, you'll notice I picked up kind of in order from top to bottom so that I wouldn't mess up the order. And I'm going to glue that big photo down. And I'm just going to go through and stitch with some black thread. I don't know why I'm putting these back down. Oh yeah, I'm going to stitch over these. So I decided to stitch over the circles and to kind of create a frame around the photo. So I'm going to glue those down one at a time. I meant to, now that I'm thinking about this, I meant to go back and I was going to pick a couple of the circles and cut out other circles and kind of pop them off to kind of add some dimension. So pop circles on top of circles, but I didn't do that and I forgot to do that. I was going to maybe, after I stitch over these, pop a few more circles off the top. So that would have been kind of cool to do, but I didn't do it. And I'm not going to go back and do it now. On to more pages. Okay, so this is pretty much dry, and like I said, you can kind of see it's not a pure white, but that's okay. Whatever, it works. I'm lining this die cut tag journaling spot up so that the line where the printed part meets the blue part of the tag kind of overlaps the line of the photo. And I'm going to glue all these little bits down so that I can stitch right over them. Okay, here is the stitching all done. And when I stitch around a frame like this or around a page, I always use kind of like a messy stitching. And I watched this stitching video one time. It was a sewing video, and I don't think it was a scrapbooking video. I think it was like a quilting or something video, where the person said, you try to stitch one straight line and then stitch a second line that's kind of like the drunk sister. And I will never forget hearing that you do one straight nice line and stitch another one that's kind of wonky, and she called it the drunk sister. I thought that was funny. I can't remember what video I saw that on, but I always remember that. So that's what I do when I do stitching lines. I kind of try to stitch one straight line and then kind of a second wonky line to make it look crooked. And that way, if you mess up, people can't really tell, because it's meant to look wonky to begin with. So okay. I'm going to play around with some of these embellishments down here because I know I want to add some things down to the corner there. And I decided to actually splatter some stuff right on my photo on the corners, because I do have a lot of white space in the photo where there's not anything going on that's important. So I thought some splatters on the photo were kind of fun. And I thought I was nervous that maybe the mist wouldn't soak in or dry very well in the photo, but it did. It dried pretty well. I'm going to use some pop dots and just pop off a few things here and there. And some twine on my tag. And just a couple other things I add that I don't show in the video here. I do add one of those vellum numbers I showed you at the beginning to the title that says 1 + 1 = us 2. And then I use some of the thickers to write the word play down there in the bottom right corner. So there is the finished page and some close-ups of all the little details. So thanks so much. Be sure to stop by all the other blogs and Instagrams and YouTube channels today to follow along with the March Instagram share and blog hop for Clique kits. Also, I have another page coming up today with the March kit, so check back later. It is for the March challenge, Clique Kits challenge. So see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.